Hello YouTubers! Today I'm going to show you how to make a hot tub cake. They're easy and they're very popular and they're really cute. I'm doing mine in an Arctic theme, and the reason is I'm doing this kind of in the honor of my father. He passed away a few years ago. One of my fond memories of him was taking me to the zoo as a kid, and he loved the polar bear exhibit. He just couldn't get away from it. Our zoo's been totally remodeled since then. It's a whole lot nicer, and one of my favorite exhibits is the new penguin exhibit. So I'm going to put polar bears and penguins on this cake. The other reason is polar bears are endangered. The ice shelves that they depend on are dwindling due to climate change, and they're lasting much shorter periods of time in the winter. So we need to do something to save these majestic animals. I'm going to put a couple links to some organizations that help with wildlife preservation, so you might want to check those out. And please speak out and let's fight climate change. Let's go ahead and get this cake started. For our cake, you're going to need some chocolate buttercream, some white buttercream, and a whole bunch of Kit Kats. You're also going to need some piping gel. I've got a light blue, a little darker blue, and some white. We have a video on how to make piping gel. I'll put a link to that in the description box. You're also going to need cake toppers, which we'll cover just a little bit later. Let's go ahead and put our cake together. I went ahead and stacked and frosted my cake. I used the chocolate buttercream along the sides and the white buttercream on top. And I left the white buttercream pretty rough because this is where we're going to create our water effect. And you don't have to be neat on the sides because we're going to cover this whole thing with our Kit Kats. Let's go ahead and get that done. All you're going to do is take your Kit Kat and press it into the buttercream so that it adheres. And we're just going to do that all around the cake. It's important, and I probably didn't get it very straight because I'm working from the back here, is to get your Kit Kats on straight as well as your cake. Take the time to be sure it's level on the sides and on the top. I'm going to go ahead and cover the entire side with Kit Kats, and then I'm going to put it in the refrigerator. Then we'll work on our water effect. While our cake's in the refrigerator, I thought I'd go through the cake toppers that I've made. And I made the polar bear head. We did this in a video where we used airheads to make a floating bear. So you can look at that to see how I made it. This is made out of fondant. And I just rolled a couple of black balls for the eyes and the nose. And the ears, I just used some small round cookie cutters. For the feet, they are just, again, a round cookie cutter. And I just cut them off flat at the bottom, used a little round piece of black fondant for the pad, and then I painted on some toes with just a little bit of black food coloring. They're super simple to make, and like I said, this was my dad's favorite animal at the zoo, so I wanted to do the polar bear in honor of him. I also made this little bear out of fondant. I've never done anything quite this complicated, but I made the head the exact same way I made the larger polar bear head. For his arms and legs, I rolled out fondant into kind of a cone shape, and I attached them to the body with little pieces of toothpicks. For his paws, I cut them out with a small circle cutter, and I painted on with black food color the pad and the little toes, just because it was so small. And he didn't come out perfect, but he's cute enough to go on the cake, so I'm going to go ahead and put him on. Then I also made 3 penguins. Again, since that's my favorite exhibit at the zoo today, I wanted to put them on, and our polar bear needs some friends. They're super simple to make. Basically, you just roll out 2 round balls of black fondant, and then I rolled out some white fondant and used little cookie cutters to cut out circles for the face and the belly. Then I just went ahead and kind of shaped the round piece for the head into more of a heart shape. I didn't have the small enough heart-shaped cookie cutter, but if you do, you can do that. Just little balls of black fondant for the eyes. For the feet and his flippers, I used just a very small leaf cutter and just cut a little triangle of orange for his beak. They're super simple to make and they come out really cute. These two things are not going to go on the cake, obviously. They're going to go on the cake board. They're just made out of cheap floral foam, and I just cut them up into little squares and then glued them together. They're going to set kind of on the side and behind our hot tub, so it gives them that Arctic effect. We'll cover them in white buttercream, and we're going to put our penguins on top of these as well. Now we're ready to start our water effect. And I'm going to start with a darker blue, and I'm just going to use this for highlights. I'm just going to swirl a little bit of the darker blue around the cake. I'm going in a swirling motion when I'm putting on all the different colors of my piping gel. Then I'm going to take my lighter blue color and I'm going to go all over the top of the cake with it, again in a bit of a swirling motion. Lastly, I'm going to take just a bit of white and swirl it through as well. And there is our finished hot tub water effect. Now we're ready to put this on the cake board, add our polar bears and our penguins. And here is our hot tub cake so far. I covered the board with white buttercream as well as our blocks of floral form to make these kind of glacier looking structures behind. Now we're ready to add our cake toppers and we'll have our completed cake. Now we're ready to put on our cake toppers. We'll start with our bear head, and he's going to go in the hot tub. Then we're going to put his feet down at the other end of our cake. Next we'll just put our penguins on. I've got a rather large one that I'm going to put up in here. Then one of my smaller ones on this little ledge here. The other one I'm going to put up here. And finally my baby bear. He's just going to be hanging out while Dad enjoys the hot tub. And that's all there is to making this really adorable hot tub cake. Thank you for watching today's video. I hope you think this cake turned out as cute as I did. And I hope my father's looking down and is enjoying it as well. Please join our channel. You can click the link up above. If you're a new subscriber already, subscribe to our channel. Be sure to hit the notify button so you'll be alerted anytime we upload a new video. Thanks for watching. We hope to see you back real soon.